Welcome to the Deucecast Extra live on a Tuesday night, as we are every Tuesday. We take no breaks. Whatever happens, we are here. And it happens to be a pretty big Star Wars day for whatever reason. Unfortunately, that means it wasn't a Beetlejuice day, which I was looking more forward to that trailer in all honesty. But we did get a new trailer for Acolyte. Maybe we'll talk about it. It just depends on if somebody decides to bring it up on how they extra it. I'm not going to just talk about it without, that. So as you can see, we're missing Dr. Earl. He may or may not make it. He's out seeing a movie with some friends. So we'll see if he makes it tonight. If not, no big deal. But first, we're going to do what we always do to start the show off, go around the horn here. Brian, how did you extra this week?
Yes. I went to Chattanooga yesterday, and my favorite media store is McKay's Bookstore, and it is chock full of comic books, Lego figures, just awesome, just like endless rows of Brandon Sanderson books. And I ended up picking up The Road Warrior.
Oh, yeah.
13 Hours, the big comic.
Yes.
And then Jurassic World, which I have never seen.
You've never seen Jurassic World?
This is on my list for
I don't know if you're missing anything, but it's fun. It's fun.
It's a good movie.
It's the Force Awakens of Jurassic Park movies. How about that?
Thank you for setting my expectations very high.
I've got to leave you at a certain level. That way you know what you're getting into. It's not going to blow your mind, but maybe you'll have fun with it.
That's all I like in a movie.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, McKay's is a place I still have not gotten to, even though I'm close. I'm close-ish. Like, it would just be like a couple hours for me to drive north, and I could find a McKay's.
I also walked out with like a stack of like World War II history books.
Nice.
I'm all about it.
Nice.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love that. Garrison, how did you extra this week? I hope you're doing some homework this week.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna build off his comment real quick and just say from Brian's story that Sanderson announced a new secret project. It was a 5th secret project in the last couple of weeks. So another book he's written in secret, and I of course have placed an order for that. But that's not how I extraed this week.
Oh, okay.
I extraed by watching a bunch of movies for the Deuceys.
Yes.
I watched Leo. I watched 3 hours and 30 minutes and 24 seconds of Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, including the acoustic set after the credits.
Wow.
I love it.
I watched You Hurt My Feelings. I watched Extraction. I watched Napoleon. I watched Naiad. You better believe it. I'm 5 films away from being done.
Dang it.
And I also worked in Arthur the King in the meantime.
Whoa, dude. You're all
Are you
over
continuing
the
your movie theater streak?
Yes.
Good.
with Arthur the King. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. How was that, by the way? I'm not going to see it, but how was it?
Sometimes in those feel-good movies, sometimes
you don't feel good.
Directors are trying to do too much with the cinematographer, or cinematographers are trying to do too much, too fancy, too artsy in some places.
Yeah.
I think the ending of the film is pretty good and pretty strong. I think the beginning of the film, they're doing too much sometimes.
Yeah.
And also the character's kind of a jerk, and so it's kind of hard to. You kind of got to warm up to him at first.
The dog?
No. The
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg's character.
Did he ever say, "How's your mother"? Did he ever say that at any point in the?
I don't think so. No.
Is it Benji's like long lost little grandson? Is the star of the movie?
Well, actually, it's a true story.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a documentary or a 30 for 30 that was done about this.
Oh wow!
Called Arthur. That I need to check out now because I kind of want to watch the real story. In real life, the guy was a Swedish adventure runner or whatever they're called.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, basically this dog just tags along while they're doing this tough race, basically.
Like an Iron Man.
It just keeps following them. It's basically an Iron Man race, but they call it something else. It's like adventure racing or something. But basically, they have an endpoint and a bunch of points they have to get to in between during the race, and you can go wherever you want to get to those points.
I was curious about that in the trailer.
It's a really interesting concept. Obviously, it's real, but I really like the idea. It's a cool concept for the race. It also means you get put in a lot of situations where you put yourself in a lot of danger if you're not careful.
Right. What's the age range for this movie? Like, what was age appropriate for this movie?
I would say 13, 14 plus. Okay. They drop an F-bomb at the end of the film. which he's like, yeah. So the dog is like sick, and he doesn't want the dog to get in the crate on the plane, and he's like, can't effing do that to the, you know.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I think actually it would probably be like 8+, but you know, I think that raised it a little bit. I think it is PG-13, but
that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Arthur the King. Gotta love it.
Simu Liu's in it. He plays like a jerk, kind of, but also at the same time.
So all the human characters are jerks.
They're very flawed. They're very flawed.
All the dog's the only one that's good in that movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. All right, Roth, your turn. How did you extra this week?
I have also been doing homework. I'm 10 films away.
Oh, wow. You've got a lot of work to do still.
I do have a lot of work. I still haven't received my ballot, though, Garrison.
I know. That's,
I haven't either.
That's Dave.
See, I'm not that worried about it.
Jacob, I was going to publicly call them out pretty soon.
No, you need to.
Well, I just did.
But you definitely need to call David out. It's not me. I have nothing to do with it.
If I had 5 movies left, I probably would publicly call them out. But I'm like, just keep pushing that as far as you can. So I can watch You Hurt My Feelings, The Killer, Equalizer 3, Extraction 2, Godzilla -1, Leo, Gran Turismo, Disturbance in the Force, still in the Iron Claw.
Wow.
That's a bunch of mid, by the way. A bunch of mid there. Not all of it, but it's a bunch of mid.
You're going to have a tough time with some of that, but well, you'll just have to pay. I mean, a lot of it's not really
only
streaming.
2. There's only 2.
Yeah,
Godzilla -1 and Disturbance in the Force. Everything else is streaming.
Iron Claw's not streaming, is it?
Maybe not. You're right, 3.
It would probably show up on Max pretty soon, I would think. They have the A24 deal, I believe.
I was kind of thinking about saving those 3 for last.
Yeah.
Godzilla will definitely get Disturbance in.
I'm on that list. Disturbance in the Force for last.
Yeah, Godzilla -1's on that list, and it's available to stream now, I think. We got to pay. You got to pay.
Yep.
Rental.
I will pay. I just want to know where.
I think it's out. I think
anywhere. Apple, Amazon.
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Oh,
nope, it's not.
It was supposed to be my date night movie with Mrs. E.
Toho.
We couldn't watch it.
Well, there's a rumor that they have an agreement in place with Legendary and WB to not release
until Godzilla times Kong.
Yeah.
Or Godzilla 10
come out. They don't want that movie coming out on physical media and streaming at the same time.
And that trailer looks amazing.
It was a good movie, man. It was a fun watch.
The Godzilla X Kong?
The new one.
No.
Oh, I thought you were talking about -1. Yeah, no, X Kong's not out yet. It's
So I saw a trailer for that, didn't I?
You did?
Yeah. Like
Adam Wingard.
It comes out at the end of the month.
Alabama director.
I think.
Yes, Adam Wingard from Alabama originally. Friend of Jeremy Burgess. I don't know if that's
He's
true.
a friend of the show.
I also watched the Acolyte trailer today.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting extra. I'm sorry. I'm only allowing 1 extra, so we'll have to move
Garrison
on to my turn.
Garrison piggybacked off Brian for his first one. I piggybacked off Garrison for my first one.
All I commented on was that Sanderson wrote a new novel.
I commented on was 10
think
movies
Garrison
away.
only commented on one thing. I think that we're gonna have to move on.
I would like to extra this week. I would like to extra by hearing Michael's thoughts on the Acolyte trailer.
Yeah, Michael. Tell us.
I want to hear Rhett's thoughts on the trailer.
Can we send Rhett the link?
No, let's not. Let's not do that. Please
don't.
don't.
We all watch the trailer together. And
no, we don't need to watch that. I've watched it a couple times already. It looked fine.
Yeah,
it didn't. It didn't do much for me. I
agree.
I don't want pragmatic Jedi. I want or pragmatic Force users. I don't even need to say Jedi. I don't want pragmatic Force users. I want good and evil. I don't care about anything else but good and evil.
I just like how they're going out and going, yeah, we used practical sets and practical effects for all this stuff. And I'm like, man, this looks considerably worse than Andor and Mandalorian season 1 and 2.
Is it the frame rate? Like it just looks.
That's just something you never do.
Well, it's why it's the person that's shooting it, not the stuff that you're using. The volume can be very good.
Yeah,
if you know how to use it.
If you know how to use it.
if your name's Greg Fraser.
Yeah, he's like the only one that maybe can successfully use the volume.
It's his baby, basically.
It's his baby. Yeah, he knows how to use it. Yeah. No, Rhett, you're right. I don't disagree. I mean, it didn't it's just a teaser anyways. I mean, so I'll reserve judgment. I need to see more. Story elements don't necessarily do much for me right now, but that's not to say that the show might not be great. I will watch any Star Wars, and that's proven. I watched Resistance. I mean,
I didn't really feel like we got much of the story in the trailer. It was just kind of a lot of
well, other than the whatever, you know,
somebody's killing Jedi.
That's it.
Killing Jedi, and then what was the whole conceit of it?
Oh yeah. I know what you're
power.
June 4th. June 4th.
Who holds the power?
Yeah.
So tired.
That didn't really tell me anything, but
no,
sure.
It didn't. Let's talk about good Star Wars. Now, okay, I'll extra real quick and say I Chalamet this week.
Yes.
And I watched Wonka, and it was a delight. It was an
Wonka
absolute delight.
Paul King.
I didn't love every single song, but that's not Paul King. Paul King doesn't write the songs.
No.
He just directs the thing.
Mhm.
He did great. Paddington 2, and this. 3 great movies in a row for Paul King.
You only gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd, by the way.
That's all it deserves. It's a fun movie.
No.
3 out of 5 is good. That's a good movie. That's not
That's mid.
Half,
that's like the definition of mid.
No, 2.5.
I mean, mid can be
2.5's bad.
Mid can be like, it's fine. You can watch it, but
it was good, not great. It was delightful. I didn't love every song, so that did hurt it a little bit.
I did like all the songs, so maybe that's
I
the
didn't love
difference.
I enjoyed the songs too. Yeah,
I didn't love every single one of them.
And lovers of the original OG Wonka. I mean,
okay, so it's definitely leaning more into the whimsy versus the creepy.
Gotcha.
You know, because there was some creepiness in the OG, and even creepiness in the Depp one. This one, I think, leaned more into the whimsy.
Okay.
I was in the middle of Chalameting when this started. I'm watching Lady Bird.
Oh, you're watching Lady Bird. That's a great movie. That's a fantastic movie.
Never seen
it. Barely in that though, right?
He's that's his Brad Pitt in Thelma and Louise. I think I mentioned
Catherine Newton randomly in that movie.
Yes.
I
was like, wait, that's Catherine Newton, and then she turned, and I was like, no, that is Catherine Newton, and then she was gone. I haven't seen her since.
We know, Rhett. We know you hate whimsy. We understand. But I like a good whimsy every once in a while. It was fun.
I think Paul King is one of the best children directors out there right now.
Yeah, no, he's good. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I bet he could. I bet he could stretch himself and do something else. But so far, I think he's doing Paddington 3. That's his next thing. So
he not direct. He did Wonka instead. Yeah.
Oh no, that's too bad.
It's a brand new director.
Is it Bobbin?
I don't remember who it is.
They always go for Bobbin if Paul King's not available.
But yeah, they announced today that what's her name's not in it, and she was originally announced for she's a SAG actor.
Wow.
Oh, Rachel Zegler's in it now.
Bold statement there, and
it's
false.
Doug Wilson.
Don't know Doug. I'm not.
Paddington in Peru is the name of the.
Yeah, I knew it was Paddington Peru.
Yeah, and it originally starred Rachel Zegler, and she announced today that she didn't get on the project because it started when the SAG strike was going, and it's a British production, so they don't need SAG actors, so they just recasted her role.
Good.
Who's in it now?
They said she said that she liked the actress, but they didn't say.
Oh, they didn't say.
Wow, this guy has done nothing. He's directed a bunch of commercials and music videos.
Did he? Okay. Was he involved in any of the previous entries in any other capacity, or
in like visual effects or something?
Because
there's a lot of visual effects.
He's only got director and thanks credits.
Thanks for
maybe he did the opening where the Olympics where the Queen parachutes in.
Oh no, that was somebody big. That was Sam Mendes, wasn't it?
That was Sam Mendes.
Yeah.
Like, there was a whole thing with Paddington and the Queen. Like,
yeah.
That was really cute.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe they've discovered a gem in that guy. Maybe he's going to be the next Paul King.
He doesn't even have a picture on IMDb.
That's the gem.
Dougal. It's not even Douglas. It's Dougal Wilson. At least he's British. That's a very British name. Dougal Wilson is known for AT&T Train, Paddington in Peru, and Coldplay Life in Technicolor 2.
Oh, okay.
The sequel.
It sounds like our own Jeremy Burgess has more credits than this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, all right, let's dive into Infiltration. The reason that we're here, I was trying to stall and maybe give Earl a chance to get in here, but I'm hearing that maybe he's not going to be able to get in here very quickly at all. So we'll dive into Infiltration. just overall thoughts of the 2 episodes, Infiltration and Extraction. I loved both of these episodes. I really thought that they were firing on all cylinders with this, with the storytelling, the score, the visual effects. I mean, all of it was great for me. I liked everything in both of these episodes. Brian, any overall thoughts before we dive into the details?
Yeah, lots of callbacks, and it really felt Star Warsy to me. The clones, and I was like, this is the Clone War we've been talking about, like the second Clone War. So I don't know. Garrison, go ahead, buddy.
No, he's not laughing at you. He's laughing at Rhett.
Oh, I just ignore this.
You need to ignore anything Rhett says.
No, but it felt like Star Wars, and it looked,
yeah.
It had the sauce. So,
I agree.
Now I am laughing at it.
It had the sauce. I agree.
No,
yeah, and then the sauce.
Garrison.
I really enjoyed these episodes. Really enjoyed these episodes. This is my favorite. If they were one episode, I would say this is my favorite episode of this season. These are my favorite episodes of the season, easily. I really enjoyed the conflict. I enjoyed the clones arriving, the Imperial clones arriving and going, hey, these are clones. And kind of the conflict that's going on, and the moral conflict that's going on inside their heads, and kind of seeing the gears turning for them. But they're not going to turn on the Empire because the Empire hasn't turned on them yet. But they're hearing and realizing that everything isn't as it seems for the clones currently.
Yeah.
And clearly they're being phased out over time. But yeah, I really enjoyed these episodes.
Phased out for the conscripted troops.
Yep.
Jeez. Roth?
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Very good. I mean, I can't remember all of Bad Batch, and as I was watching this, I was like, were those characters in Clone Wars and Bad Batch, or just Clone Wars?
Definitely some of them.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if both senators were in Bad Batch at some point before.
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Well, Chuchi's has been in Bad Batch before.
Has she? Okay. See, I couldn't remember where all of the Chuchi
but also Clone Wars, obviously. I mean, she was in that. So was Senator Singh. I think he was in both. Now this might be his first appearance in Bad Batch, but he was definitely in Clone Wars. Oh yeah, Chuchi's back. Yeah.
Yes,
I know you would. I thought about when I saw Chuchi come up on screen, I was like, you know what, Rhett would like this episode.
And then to fast forward a bit to Rebels, the 3 clones they find as old men fishing were Rex, Gregor, and Wolf, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay,
so
we go.
Get to see...
I didn't put that together. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, we get to see what and Gregor's mentioned, but we don't get to see Gregor, but he's all
Gregor's recipe.
Some mission with Echo, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, we meet all kinds of new clones in this. To me, I don't remember, like, Greer may have rung a bell as maybe a clone that we saw in the Clone Wars. That's the thing, like there's people that know all of these clones' names and call signs. I don't know all of them, but I mean, Infiltration starts with kind of an interesting premise because you've got a clandestine meeting between Chuchi and Singh, talking about how the Emperor is starting to get nervous about worlds maybe wanting to rise up against him and against his plans. So
I am the Senate.
Yeah, I am the Senate. I did like Senator Singh, how he, was like, hey, I'm kind of surprised that you're wanting to talk to me. We didn't really get along great in the Clone Wars because he's the senator from Raxus. And there's some good stuff that happens on Raxus in the Clone Wars, but I like that Hauser's back. He was an interesting character that obviously tussled with Crosshair quite a bit.
Can somebody remind me when that was?
It would have been last season.
Last season, yeah.
Was it on the ice planet that we were at last episode?
Well, it was a couple episodes. Okay. It was at a base at like an Imperial.
Oh, I'm thinking something else.
They mentioned Ryloth.
Yeah,
in this episode.
Okay. It was on Ryloth where they had a main base, like a big Imperial base was on Ryloth, and Crosshair and Clone Troop 99 did some stuff.
That's right, because we got Hera too.
Like we thought Hauser was going to be a main like bad guy character, and he really wasn't. I mean, he was sort of just.
Was he a part of that episode where they did the staircase sequence, or was that a different?
Yes. No, he was. He was in that episode.
That was one of the highlights of this entire show.
That was a good episode. Yeah, that was a really good episode. But we had a couple of other Samson, which that doesn't feel like a clone name to me, but we had Samson on this planet, and like I mentioned, Greer, who I swear I've heard that character's name before, that clone character's name before, but maybe not. And obviously we've got one of the operatives that are wreaking havoc, trying to, I guess, break up this meeting. Obviously they don't. Well, somehow the Empire knows this meeting's happening. Well, I didn't quite understand how they knew the meeting was happening.
I liked how they had obviously hired or asked the clones to protect them during the meeting. Like, it's like, hey, of course. Well, so it's like this very beginning of a rebel alliance,
a rebellion. Yes,
perhaps.
Very small. The seeds have been planted with Chuchi. Well, Chuchi was involved in helping figure out this whole conspiracy with the clones in the first place from, I guess, last season. And she started helping Rex out and everything, figuring out that the Empire's up to nefarious things. Mm-hmm. So she's kind of like their proxy in the Senate. That's who, like, she speaks up for the clones whenever she can in the Senate. I think Palpatine's probably getting tired of her and probably obviously wanting her eliminated, as an operative is sent. And this is not, so these operatives, we were introduced to them and we didn't know it really, but we were introduced to them last season. We didn't know this was we thought it was just going to be one dude, but
I liked how they called them shadows.
Yeah, that's what they knew them as.
Of them too a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they're just basically mind wiped. Or what? Wait, what did they do in? What was that they actually did in Obi-Wan? Did they mind flay? Wasn't that in Obi-Wan?
I don't remember.
Rogue One.
I remember mind flaying being a thing, but
Rogue One,
Andor.
Bodhi Rook gets what's the?
Well, no. I'm talking about. It was Obi-Wan, wasn't it?
Wow.
Mando season 3, wasn't it?
Mando season 3 and mind flaying.
Oh yeah.
It was the episode where we followed around the girl rebel commander who is in she's in some movie. I don't remember.
Yes, she is.
So these guys are called sniper clones. CX-1 is the sniper clone we see there. Is the
operative?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
There's so much of it. No, there's too much of it. I just can't remember exactly what happens in every single series.
Yeah.
I knew that there was mind flaying. You got to give me credit for that. Jeez.
What happened to Bodhi Rook in Rogue One? What was that?
That wasn't mind flaying. He was just.
Yeah, but it was.
The Bor Gullet wiped his mind.
Yeah.
That was a
he didn't really wipe his mind.
Well, he just flayed.
Bor Gullet's wipe minds. He didn't get fully mind wiped.
Bor Gullet
knows the truth.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's pretty good.
I can't make my eye go down like his.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Bor Gullet.
But deceptions.
So they do capture the operative, which I thought was cool. Fairly easily. They didn't really struggle. Like the way that the second operative is, he's like unbeatable and can't die. This first operative they caught pretty easily.
Like all these rocks crash on the second guy and like he lives.
Oh yeah, he falls down a waterfall. Yeah, I mean he lives through a lot. The second guy. This first guy they capture pretty easily. Take him back to their hidden base or whatever. And he has a tracker on him, so the Empire is going to come right away. Somebody else jump in though. I mean,
I thought Sniper Man. Oh my gosh, my mind is blank.
Yes, welcome to the club.
Wait, are you talking about Crosshair?
Yes, Crosshair. The character Garrison can't remember his name, and now I can't either. Crosshair. I really liked his characterization in this episode. I think they are doing a very good job of leaving the audience to be like, we think we trust him, but still like a little bit of room because like he's just so like brash, and you're like, huh, is he just a jerk, or is he on their side? And I think they're just doing a good job of that. And like, you can understand why the other clones that are not in 99 are kind of against him at the start.
If they're not watching this show, they're missing out. That's all I'll say. This is honestly some of the best Star Wars storytelling that we've gotten in a while. So they're missing out big time if they're not watching this show. If you're hung up on the fact that this is an animated show,
grow up.
You're missing out. I mean, just on really good Star Wars. And
you should grow up. I'm speaking to one person.
Yeah, you should grow up. It's great Star Wars.
I did like how Omega is like emulating Crosshair. Like she's observing him.
Toothpick.
She got the toothpick, and she's like, it was really clever. But it's also like, who is she as a person that she's absorbing the things and the mannerisms and like the abilities of the Bad Batch.
Maybe she's got the same force abilities as Mace Windu did in the books, where his like ability is to like be able to like mimic whatever theirs is and then exploit it or whatever. Isn't that something?
I still don't think she's force sensitive though. I
hope she's not, but I think she's just got some gene that can unlock the M count thing.
Also, one thing that I have found interesting this season, and they continue to do this, at least in my opinion, is sort of downplay Hunter more this season. Like he's almost like a side character.
He's like an Echo.
No. You like kind of, yeah, like he's just part of the team. Whereas like the first 2 seasons, he was the head of the team.
Yeah,
and now he's just sort of
he's taking a back seat to Crosshair and Echo's story. I'm not.
Which I mean, I don't mind.
Omega story, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, he was like
mind, but
the dad figure to her in the first.
Sure.
And I was like, it's noticeable where he has this beat where he looks at her, and then there's no, they don't do anything with it. It was just really kind of odd.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that there might be part of him that's a little scorned that he is taking a back seat to Crosshair just in the relationship with Echo, or not Echo, Omega. I mean, just how she seems to be more in tune with Crosshair this season, or right now in her life, than she was with Hunter, and even Wrecker's taking a big back seat. Like this dude is barely in the episodes.
I did like that he laid down cover fire like crazy.
That was awesome.
Out of the doorway, but
otherwise
he didn't really do anything.
There was some great visual stuff that they did, all the smoke screen stuff in this. The second episode was the most 80s movie throwback episode ever. They had stuff from Predator, obviously.
Yeah, that was really cool.
They had stuff from First Blood, like when they were fighting in the water, and the operative is holding Crosshair's head under the water. I loved how a lot of shows wouldn't bother doing this, but if you're watching this on a good TV, you can still see his face just right under the water. I mean,
and you can see his eyes close.
You see his eyes close. Yeah, I mean, there's just really, really great animation this season. It continues to get better.
So when CT2, like the second sniper clone, is like after them, and he comes off the ship, it's like totally Darth Maul, and like even the music is like Darth Maul, and he's like.
Well, they've got their own score. They've got their own like motif. Like whenever the operative comes on screen, they've got their own like little 80s badass motif sounding thing.
That's very Connor. Yeah,
it was very
nice.
And it very much. I thought like it. I felt like there was going to be like the emperor was going to tell him what to do, and I was like, yes, it's like Darth Maul. 1997 all over.
And I just because I don't want to forget, and I'm afraid I'll forget if I don't mention it now, another very 80s thing that happens in the second episode is we get a Wilhelm scream. And I don't think we've gotten a proper Wilhelm scream in Star Wars in a minute.
It's supposed to be retired too.
Yeah, Matt Wood must not be mixing this one.
That's what I was surprised to hear it. They brought it back. I mean, it was awesome. I was like, yes, Wilhelm scream in Star Wars.
Matt Wood's not doing it. It's Collins.
Oh, it's okay. So Collins likes the Wilhelm scream, I think. In fact, I think he did a whole episode of his soundtrack show about the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. The sound engineering and the soundscape of this whole thing, like when the ships jump in out of light speed.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite Star Wars sounds is when they jump in from lights. I love it. I love it.
Really good. Like the subwoofer just kicked and
yeah. So a couple things I did want to mention. There's some chatter. We had Rhett in the chat asking about, is anybody talking about this show online?
Rhett's chatter.
He's a chatter. He is. There was some chatter about some people wondering if Crosshair is going to be sort of a sleeper agent, just because of the way he reacts to the first operative when he first sees him. When they walk into the room, they make eye contact, and he's like, "We've got to get out of here." And then that first operative is like, "Well, if you wonder where, Tanis is or wherever, why don't you ask him? Why aren't you asking me? Or why are you asking me all these questions?"
I think that's just that guy trying to sow discord into the group.
And it could be.
I don't think he's an actual sleeper agent.
I don't know. It just makes me wonder, like the whole shaking thing. And I know we talked about that a lot last week, that it could be PTSD, but now I'm like leaning towards, I wonder if that's something more than that.
No, he didn't. CT2 doesn't, or I'm sorry, the captured assassin,
the first one,
doesn't say anything until
he shows up in the room.
He's been through like SEER school, he's like totally resisting his captors.
Now they didn't. To be fair, they didn't go real hard at him. They just sort of like backed off after he's like, "Well, this guy ain't going to give us any."
But the one guy, he's like, "We need to go at him hard."
I think that was Hauser.
We need to go after this guy.
Yeah. I like Hauser because Hauser's very obviously distrusting of Crosshair because of the Ryloth stuff. But they come around, and of course they have that little moment in the jungle together. That sounds weird, but that sounded a little strange. But they have that character moment where they kiss and make up. Not literally.
They kiss and make up during their moment in the jungle.
Grave.
in the jungle.
Can you feel?
So yeah, the most interesting thing with me is how many clone troopers are still working for the Empire. It would seem to me, like, especially with Wolf, he's got to know, like, there's all these clone brothers of his that have left the Empire and they're doing their own thing.
He knows.
I think these guys are. Well, he thinks that Rex is dead. I think these guys are being sent on mission to mission to mission and don't really get a second to kind of get a level head about
downtime.
The entire situation.
That makes sense. I mean, they're just trying to be good troopers and just follow orders. I mean, so maybe you're right, but
what type of clone is the guy with the kind of like the blue light in their helmet?
The Battlestar Galactica
Republic Commando.
Yeah,
they're a commando.
Yeah. So they're Republic Commandos. That's Hilo, which this is the first time we've heard his name before, as far as I can tell. But he's the only other name that we get on the Empire side other than Wolf. The rest of them are sort of just, random clone troopers.
Oh, and that's right out of the game, Republic.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And I saw on Twitter, Colin said he used a lot of the game sound effects.
Oh, cool.
For those troopers and how they talk or whatever.
Yeah, if they have that stuff.
So they're clones, right?
They are.
They're not
conscripted. No, I don't think any of the people with Wolf are conscripted troopers. I think those are all clones.
So what are we leading up to here, right? Like, is Wolf going to take the clones that he has and join with Rex? I mean, this season? I mean, is that?
Yeah, they're going to have to do that this season. I think that Wolf is going to be a big help into them infiltrating Tanis. I think that he'll end up being the guy that helps them get in easier, basically. I just feel that because like we mentioned in Rebels, Wolf, Gregor, and Rex end up, spending the rest of their life together in the desert.
What's his name? What's Ezra's planet?
Well, they weren't on Ezra's planet.
No,
I don't think they were
Lothal.
They weren't on Lothal. Yeah,
no, they were just off. Yeah,
some weird.
They were off.
Yeah, it was like a planet, wasn't it?
But also, we saw them together in the Clone Wars too. in the Meber Gascon episode. Weren't they there with him? Or am I thinking something else?
I don't think so.
No, maybe not. Okay.
That's where Gregor came from.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't think Rex and Wolf were necessarily
Rex and Wolf weren't with Gregor yet.
I mean, Rex may have made an appearance at the end of that arc or something to pick him up.
So much Star Wars to try and remember.
I know it. One of the like big picture points. I hope we stay with this group of clones. Like I hope we get Rex for kind of the rest of the season.
Me too. Yeah.
I don't want to like leave and Rex be like, "Oh, I was doing all this."
I think the fact that they left together on that ship, I think that's kind of the core of people we're going to be seeing going forward.
Well, and Rex kind of put the guilt trip on Hunter, because Hunter is still just wanting to like, you can't beat the Empire. There's no point in it. Like he's still wanting to. Yeah, exactly. I've been mind flayed. That's why, Rhett. He's not wanting to be a part of this still. From Hunter's standpoint, he just wants to like go to Boca de Clone and just chill for the rest of his life and not get involved. I stole that. That is not mine. I think it's Rebel Force Radio that came up with that term.
That's awesome.
And I could be, or it could be the guys at I don't know. I did not coin that term. That was somebody else. I just want that for the record because I love it. I just use it. It's an homage. And Rex is, been like, dude, you've got the Empire is after Omega. You've got to find out why they want her so bad. So I think we're obviously going to get some.
And then Rex had heard M count. He's like, oh.
Yeah, he'd heard that term before.
Right. So he knew midichlorians or M count. Like maybe he
heard it from the Jedi.
From the Jedi. Right.
But he didn't know what it meant, clearly.
Right.
I don't believe that I don't believe a Jedi used the term M count. That just,
they
would just flat out say midichlorian.
Right.
They would just flat out say midichlorian, wouldn't they? I mean,
not after the Phantom Menace.
Not allowed to say that word.
They're like, that was a Qui-Gon word. The only person that called it that was Qui-Gon. We're very corporate. We call it M count.
Yeah. Go back to training, HR training.
Yeah.
Imperial HR. Have you seen the Imperial HR lady on TikTok or Instagram?
No,
I don't have.
She cosplays as an Imperial like HR person. She walks around with a clipboard and gives out like citations to people. It's very good.
That's awesome.
I'll put that in the Discord later.
Yeah, please do, because I do want to see that. That sounds pretty good. So how many of these operatives do you think they've got out there? I mean, it seems like we've seen 3 total, I guess, so far, if you count the one from last season.
Right. And they tried to make Crosshair one, and it didn't take.
It didn't take because he's got enough defective already in him.
Right.
Basically,
seen their shadows before. Right. They've seen them.
Yeah.
So I know, I would say a lot, more than,
It's crazy that we're this many episodes into the season already, and we still haven't seen quite a bit from that original trailer that came out. We still haven't seen Asajj. We still haven't seen Fennec Shan.
I do wonder if that Asajj portion is really small at this point.
Right. And
or it's like kind of a break, like maybe like during spring break, like the next episode, they're just going to do an episode that's like sort of a break from
montage, 80s montage.
Out. Yeah, an 80s montage, exactly.
So this will be Fennec Shan's so a young Fennec Shan.
Yeah, she appeared in season 1.
She appeared, in the first season. So it's younger Fennec. Before she was torn open and
got her Vespa.
More machine than woman now. Yeah.
I mean, that was shot for the trailer. That's pretty clear at this point.
That's good, Rhett. Luckily, the movie is good without that part.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, great 2 episodes, great midpoint for the season. I love when they do these 2-episode arcs like this that fit so well together. That would kind of, gosh, if we had gotten that first episode and it left off where it did, I would be mad. I'd be like, wait a minute, I want to watch immediately what happens.
Yeah.
So they know what they're doing. They're putting the episode arcs together that they'll know people want to immediately watch. All right. Well, I don't have anything else. I was really hoping Earl could come in and give us his 2 cents because I know he really enjoyed both the episodes because we talked about it a little bit.
Shame.
But it's a shame that he decided to go see some movie. How
With
dare
his
he?
friends.
I mean, he knew it was Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? He was like, oh, I didn't know the movie was 2 hours and 20 minutes. They don't make movies anymore that are under 2 hours, Earl. I mean,
I
it's
saw it
just
Sunday night.
Yeah, it's just part of the existence that we're in now.
Hey guys, breaking news. Virginia just scored its first goal for the first time in almost an hour.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I'm so happy Virginia was only in the play-in game. They're so boring.
How did they make it in? Anyway.
That's rough. All right, who's seeing Ghostbusters? Who's seeing Ghostbusters this week?
Oh, I'll definitely see it this weekend. Probably Saturday.
I'm seeing it Thursday. Real fans see it Thursday, Garrison.
I guess Bustin doesn't make me feel
apparently does not. Apparently does not. That's a shame, man.
I forgot that came out this week.
The other big news, obviously, for the show is that X-Men 97 is starting tonight. Also, technically speaking, I guess it's dropping at 2 a.m.
It's dropping at 3 for me, 2 for you, 1 for Jake.
But I will not be watching it at that time. But that's when it is dropping. Now, I think have we gotten the episode schedule yet? Do they have any double
for X-Men?
Yeah. Do we have any double episodes?
Besides the first one.
Oh, so we are getting 2 tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
I sent the episode schedule, I think, in the Deucecast.
Yeah,
back when they dropped it. I'll have to find it.
We are going to be tackling both shows.
They did a previously on the X-Men. That was a cool trailer.
That's all you need to watch. I mean, you don't even really need to go back.
Tonight.
Just watch that 2-minute previously. Yeah, just watch the 2-minute previously. It'll get you caught up enough. The great thing about that show, which novel, they don't do this type of thing anymore, is when that series started, they just dropped you right in as if you already knew what was going on in the X-Men universe.
I have seen the first 2 episodes, and I've seen some episodes in between.
That's awesome.
So I'm just looking at the episode list from the OG animated series. It's Days of Future Past.
Right. Yeah. All the big
it's adapted. It adapted a bunch of big arcs and very faithfully.
Yeah.
I mean, very faithfully. In fact, there's an entire book out there that was published by the original writers and director of the show where they go through and give you notes on like how they adapted these things and what they decided to take out and leave out and what they decided to change and why they did all that stuff and what they ripped straight from the comics. I mean, it's a really, really cool thing.
If you find that, put a link somewhere where I can see it.
I'll have to do that. And same thing, both the X-Men and the Spider-Man series were ran the same way. Different creators, but they both went by the comics. Not up 100%. They made changes, obviously, to also integrate it within a show that had the same continuity, but they were both very faithful.
So the only one negative thing I can say about that original series is you can really tell from the first season to the second and the third that they changed animation studios. The animation quality drops quite a bit in that second, and storytelling doesn't, but the animation does drop quite a bit from that first season. But they're good shows. I loved them when they came out.
Cost cutting.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, first off, they cost cut on the voice actors initially because they didn't want to get union voice actors in America, so they went to Canada and got a bunch of voice actors.
Shocker.
Yeah, because they were cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not surprised they cut back on animation.
Yeah, not surprising at all.
Oh wow.
So yeah, we're going to be covering that show too. So we'll probably do Star Wars first each week, and then dive into a little X-Men after that. So like seriously, on I think it's Disney's, or it might have been on Marvel's YouTube page, you can look at the previously on 2.5 minute, if even that, previously on X-Men, and you'll be ready for tomorrow. I mean, that's really all you, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're picking it up right where they left off, if I'm not mistaken. So the tonight's episode, thank you, Brian, for putting that in the chat. To me, my X-Men, and then episode 2, Mutant Liberation begins. Ooh, good. I like it. And then also with Bad Batch, episode 8 is called Bad Territory. So we will be looking forward to that. The Deucecast movie show. Well, actually, I'm going to let you guys go first, and then I'll talk about the Deucecast movie show. Brian, is there any place other than the Deucecord where you want to be found?
At a McKay's bookstore with you.
Right on. No, I want to go to one.
Let's go.
I do. No. So the viewer can put what in the chat so the viewer can see it.
I think he means highlight that comment that Brian put in.
There you
go. Right here.
Yeah.
Oh, so wait.
I will send the episode
on replay.
On replay. There you go.
Because
there's so many people that go back and watch this. No.
Hey, I watch myself every week, so I go. That's how we get the one view.
I do not. Oh, is that the book that?
I sent this to the Discord. It's the episode rundown.
Dude, I really want them to come out with those posters for us to actually purchase, by the way. All those really cool posters that they came out with as a promo for the show. Just have them like this size, though. Not like huge, massive posters. Just have them like the small size. That'd be
Michael's
cool.
breaking the fourth wall there. That's not a green screen. Come on.
No, it's not. This is actual, real posters. Garrison, where can people find you on the web?
You can find me here Tuesday nights on the Deucecast Extra. You can find me on Twitter at gryfun3, gryfun3, Instagram as well, and on Letterboxd at gryfun, gryfun, where I'm trying to make it through all the Deucey nominees. Got 5 more to go.
You're powering through those, dude.
Oh, I do that.
Hopefully, Dave at some point will actually email us the ballot.
Take his time. Take his time.
Okay, take his time. Okay. I mean, we might as well wait till next year at this point.
And I am getting prepped for a special something in the future. So
yes, I need to do that as
you
well.
are. Yes, that is correct. On to be recorded later. Roth from Wyoming. What happened this week, my friend? Why no new episode? Just life got in the way?
Yeah, we just couldn't. I was very busy last week with returning from Spokane, and then our church had our mission this week or this past week. So busy Monday through Thursday night, and we just couldn't get a time together to.
But the listeners did get a treat this week.
They did. They got a special presentation. We'll call it of a Catholic and 2 Protestants. Our second episode reviewing The Chosen, episodes 4 through 6.
So is the season over now?
It is.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to talk about this Calabrini movie then?
It's not Calabrini, it's Cabrini. They're not calibrating something.
Houdini? No.
I heard when they tried to punch
Italian
her in the
discrimination.
That's how she died. Someone tried to punch her in the stomach, and she wasn't ready for it.
Wow.
Cabrini. Sorry, Cabrini. You need to talk Mink into going to see that, and then you guys can do an episode on it.
We'll see. There's not too much.
You got to keep your momentum going.
Realm, I know, but in the faith realm, there's not much to say about it.
It's still an Angel Studios. It counts.
Or Ordinary Angels.
Yeah, but then you'd have to watch Ordinary Angels.
Calibri,
Calibri. And Microsoft has gone away from Calibri.
Really? It's still my default.
No, it's a new one now. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it threw me off the other day.
Wait, what's that SNL skit? That's
Papyrus.
Aptos.
Papyrus. Is it Papyrus now?
Yeah.
They have gone to Aptos. They call it a more perfect font.
Is it Wingdings?
No.
Oh, I won't even say the Wingdings trick. Okay.
I don't know what went on.
Here's how we're going to keep momentum. We're going to create our own channel and then re-release the videos.
Okay, that's fair.
Until there's something worthy of. I've got ideas in my head on how to.
Yeah, you got to
do this. I'm thinking we make it a wheel show, and we spin it like we all come up with 2 movies.
Okay.
And then we spin a wheel, and then whatever it lands on, we have to review it, and then after every 3, everybody brings one more movie. Or every episode, somebody brings a movie. Yeah. Something like that.
Earl's will always be Silence and The Mission.
Yes.
Those will be Earl's 2 movies constantly.
I heard you say wheel. A wheel show, and I thought you were saying wheel, like
a will.
Oh God.
Like WE.
Like a Star Wars, like a WHILL.
Like a reel, like a wheel.
Oh.
He had a speech impediment.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think I have too much of a speech impediment. I stutter sometimes, and I have a tendency to mumble.
Hey, bud.
My R's are good.
Yeah, that's good. I have a hard time with W's. For some reason, I have a hard time with W's. Always have. Don't know why.
Roth from Wyoming, the other places.
I love it. So, do we know what the next episode of
Lady
Good
Bird.
Day for a Movie? Oh, so Lady. That's why you're watching Lady Bird.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. That's a great podcast. Love Good Day for a Movie podcast. Go check that out for sure. My podcast that we've been releasing for the past 13 years comes out on Wednesdays, the Deucecast Movie Show. This show spun off of that during the pandemic just because we were bored and wanted something to do for YouTube. I can't say that it's helped our numbers much, but we've had fun doing the show. So that's all that matters in my book. The Deucecast Movie Show, we're celebrating Ireland this coming Wednesday, and we are talking about our top 5 favorite Irish-born actors and actresses. And not only because obviously we recorded it on St. Patrick's Day, but also in honor of the first Irish-born actor, Mr. Cillian Murphy, to win an Oscar, which was surprising to me based upon the list that we had, that he was in fact the first, because there were some big name actors before him that were from Ireland that I guess just had been nominated, but nobody won. Saoirse Ronan?
Saoirse
Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan?
What about the guy that's in Saltburn?
Barry Keoghan.
Yeah.
No, it's Barry Keoghan. I listened to a video of him saying
Is it?
Nah,
according to him, it's Barry Keoghan.
I think he just wants you to say that. It's just like
How about the guy who directed Dune?
The guy Denis Villeneuve. Denis Villeneuve. Yeah. And then Richard Harris never won an Oscar, guys. Did you know that? Maureen O'Hara never won an Oscar.
I didn't know Richard Harris was Irish.
I didn't either. Honestly.
He's Irish, and therefore, of course, Jared Harris is Irish.
What's the guy in The Hunt for Red October? He's a Russian, but he's actually Irish in real life. And it's not Sean Connery.
Sean Connery? But he's actually not from Ireland.
Sean's just not doing a Russian accent.
Sean's Scottish, I think.
Sam Neill, excuse me.
Oh, Sam Neill. No, he's not. He's
New Zealand.
I thought he was New Zealand. Yeah, I thought he was from New Zealand.
Michael Fassbender, Irish German.
Oh, I think he was Irish because of what do you call it? The other Cillian Murphy thing. What?
28 Days Later?
No, hold on.
Red Eye.
My brain locked up. I don't know.
Sunrise.
No, TV show. Peaky Blinders.
Oh, Peaky Blinders.
So Sam Neill plays the Irishman in that, and he plays a very scary.
Very convincing. Sam Neill's
so convincing. I thought he was Irish in real life.
No, he's not. Well, great. It was fun.
Australians are good at other accents.
Yes, exactly. They really are. They are very, very good at other accents. Yeah, and the
What? Sam Neill was born in Omagh, County Tyrone, Northern Ireland.
Yes, I'm still correct. I love it.
But that's interesting because his name is not
New Zealand.
His dad's from New Zealand.
He is.
His mom's English.
Yeah. He wasn't. If you look up top 5 or top 50 Irish actors, his name is not on there. And if
I don't think he has I don't think he in real life has an Irish accent either. I think he's got
I don't think he does
New Zealand
either.
accent.
No, I don't think he does. So, anyways. Well, that episode will be dropping tomorrow, along with hopefully the Deucey nominations for our voting body. Don't know what's going on with that. Other than I know David's very busy right now because his wife is out of the country. So he's very, very busy right now. Anyways, we will be back. Sorry to Dr. Earl that he didn't get to talk about this great story arc. Fantastic 2 episodes.
I hope he's been in the green room the whole time.
He hasn't. No, he never showed up. So he'll be here next week though for sure for Bad Territory and for X-Men 97. I know he's very excited about that. Appreciate you. Thank you, Garrison. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Roth. Chat. You were okay tonight. Chat was just Rhett, and he was okay. A lot of talking to himself, which I guess that's probably what he does in real life, anyways. So we will be here next week. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, mash the bell, do all that fun stuff that YouTube wants you to do, and we'll talk to you guys later.